everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be crocheting an easy hexagon. You're going to need some worsted weight yarn and an H or 5mm hook. We're going to start here with a magic ring, so take the tail of your yarn, wrap it around your fingers twice, insert your hook and grab the loop on the left, pull it under the loop on the right. Now slip your fingers out, maintaining the shape of the loop, and we're going to chain up 2. So yarn over, pull through to chain, that's 1 and 2. Now we're going to work some double crochets into the ring itself. So double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. There's 1 double crochet. Let's do that again. Second double crochet. So there we have 2 double crochets. Now we're going to need to chain 2. This is a basic crochet hexagon pattern that's been around a really long time. It's just kind of a classic general pattern that's nice and easy. So we've chained 2. We now have 2 double crochets and a chain 2. Now we're going to repeat that. 2 more double crochets. There is 1 and 2, still working into the magic ring. 2 double crochets. We're going to chain 2 once again. These chain 2s are forming the points of the hexagon. It's what's going to give it that kind of defined shape. So we've chained 2 and now we're doing 2 more double crochets. Chain 2 again. We're going to keep repeating this until we have 6 chain 2 spaces. So keep going with this until you have 6 chain 2 spaces, not counting the chain 2 at the beginning of the round. So 2 double crochets and chain 2. I don't want to speed this up here because I do want you to be able to follow along with what I'm doing. So I'm trying not to skip ahead, just so that it's really super clear how to make this hexagon. So chain 2. 2 more double crochets. These hexagons are great for making pillows, for making table runners, blankets. You can really use them for all kinds of different projects, so get creative with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what we have so far. And we have our last chain 2 there is 6, so go ahead and tighten up that magic ring. We ended here on a chain 2, and we're just going to slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. So looking at this here, we now have a teeny tiny hexagon. So really, if you wanted an itty bitty little hexagon, you could just stop here and finish off and keep making a ton of these. But I'm going to make my hexagon quite a bit larger. So we can see here that we have the right shape, everything's looking nice and even, it's just really small. So to make this larger, we're going to chain up 2, starting on round 2 now. We're going to double crochet in the very first stitch. So double crochet just in the top of that stitch, and now we have a chain 2 space. So what we're going to do in each chain 2 space is double crochet into the chain space. We're going to chain 2, and then we're going to work another double crochet into the same chain space. Don't work into that next stitch yet, keep working in the chain 2 space itself. So again, in every single chain 2 space, we have a double crochet, a chain 2, and another double crochet all in the same space. And we can see here how that should be looking. Now we're just going to double crochet in each stitch across, which is the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 and 2, and then after that we have another chain space. So we're going to do the same thing we just did. A double crochet, a chain 2, and a double crochet in every single chain space around. So that's all 6 chain spaces, and we can see here how that first corner is looking. It should look just the same as our corner before, just a little larger. So in this next chain 2 space, work a double crochet, chain up 2. We can see here how the shape is looking, and another double crochet. Now we're going to double crochet in each stitch across. So that's the next 2 stitches, and now we're to chain 2 space. So double crochet and chain 2, 1 and 2, double crochet in the same space. Keep continuing this all the way around. double crochet in each stitch. Once you get the hang of this, the hang of round 2, every row or every round beyond round 2 is exactly the same thing. It's just getting larger and getting larger, and there's going to be more stitches between the chain 2 spaces. But the concept is the same moving forward. So you could make a hexagon the size of Montana and you would still follow the same basic principle. Every corner, every chain 2 space will get a double crochet, a chain 2, and another double crochet. And then the top of each individual stitch will get a double crochet. And that's going to maintain the shape. It's going to keep things nice and even, and it's going to allow you to create any size hexagon that you like. So just go ahead and make as many rounds of this as you like to create the size hexagon that you would like. If you're trying to make an Afghan or a table runner or something like that, you're probably going to need hexagons that are all identical in shape so that they fit together like a honeycomb. But if you were making these for different kinds of projects, you could certainly make them in different sizes. So coming back here to the beginning of the round, we have one chain 2 space left, and it might be a little hidden here. It might be kind of tucked down by our starting chain for the round, but make sure you find it and you do work that final chain 2 space. Same thing as always, double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet, and that is the finish of this round 2. So go ahead and slip stitch to join in the first stitch of the round, and there we are, round 2 is finished. Very quick, very simple, and we can see that we have our 6 chain spaces, our 6 corners to the hexagon, and the shape is looking lovely. So we're going to chain up 2, and we're going to just repeat, like I said, we're going to double crochet in each stitch. So that's double crochet, and then we're going to work in the chain spaces, a double crochet, a chain 2, and a double crochet. So we have our double. My yarn is splitting a little bit here, so that's why you see that fuzz. I'm not doing anything different with the yarn, it's just kind of splitting a bit on me. So I have that corner done, and we're going to double crochet in each stitch across. So now for round 3, that has become 1, 2. We can see how the corner is looking nice and pretty and even. And just go ahead and repeat that around. Double crochet in each stitch. So we have 1, 2, 3 double crochets across in between each chain space. I'm sorry, 4. We have 4 double crochets to stitch into between each chain space here in round 3. But again, make this as large or as small as you like. I'm going to work up a couple of more rounds before this hexagon is finished. So here we are, I'm just finishing off this round 3. I'm slip stitching to join. Make sure that toward the end of round 3 you do work into those last stitches. You work in every double crochet across. Make sure not to skip that last stitch or 2 before finishing off the round after the last chain space. And when you work this up, you'll see what I mean. So I am done with round 3. Here I am done with round 4, and this is as big as I'm going to make my hexagon. This is a nice size for making blankets or making any larger scale project like a table runner, even coasters. This would make a great just plain easy hexagon coaster. So I'm just going to finish off my yarn here after round 4. And I'm going to weave in my ends using a tapestry needle. So go ahead and do that, and now you have a finished hexagon. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to click subscribe below for more fun, crafty tutorials.